from the wise words of Idris Elba, genocide, schmenocide. That's right. We're doing. Welcome back to Three Cameramen podcast. Today we're doing Hobbs Shaw, my practically all-time favorite film. So this is obviously a spin-off of the Fast and Furious franchise. After 8 films, they went with a bit of a twist, focused on 2 of the main characters from the series. I just think this film is just incredibly enjoyable. Probably the most rewatchable film ever made. Probably seen it about 10 plus times. So that's I'd say I'm quite experienced with it. So I know you guys don't think of it as much as I do, but I do want to know your thoughts when you watch the film. And I think we're going to start off a bit tense. We're going to start with Finley, and then we'll build up. So Finley, what were your thoughts?
I'm not tense enough. Okay. So I watched it. I've watched it today, and I was going into it, and I was just thinking. I mean, like Dan has hyped this film up so much that I was just thinking, like, what? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Is it just going to be a generic racing car film?
Finley, be careful on your next words here. Just a bit of a warning.
But so I went into it, and I'll save some positives. I quite liked the what's it called? The action scenes in it, and with like the cars and between Hobbs and Shaw. But that's the only positives I can say about it. I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't like how it was just a knockoff from the Fast and Furious. Like,
it's not a knockoff;
episode.
It's a spin-off. That's different.
Yeah, but it's a spin-off. But like, I don't see the point in the spin-off.
There's an entire production company. I don't know what they're called, but all they purely do like knockoffs of other films. So they made a film called Super Fast with like some guy that looks a lot like Vin Diesel, and they like copied the entire plot from it. That's a knockoff.
Yeah, but what's the point of adding so many different people into this film? Like, it was just like one person came in. Oh, it was now this person. Oh, wow, who's this person? Oh, it's his brother. Oh, it's his sister. It's like it didn't make any sense to me.
It's the idea of family. They all have a connection to each other.
That is family. Goes around the whole entire franchise. It's like, shut up.
That's the point. That's the whole motive of the franchise.
It's like, shut up. Family. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it. It was okay, but I wasn't a fan of it.
Okay. And on to Owen, who's left us in suspense this entire day as to his opinions.
So I'd like to start off by saying I'm still in shock by the fact I've watched this film finally. I can't believe you've made me watch this film.
I can't believe you haven't seen it already, to be honest.
Just before I get into my view, I have not seen any of the Fast and Furious films, like not one.
Same.
So I have no idea.
Neither is Finney. So
I have no idea who these characters are. I do not care.
Yeah, I will say I have seen all of them. I saw all of them prior to watching this film, and I watched in the cinema. So I've had kind of the best, I guess, like complete experience of watching the film. But,
I think building up to this podcast, there's been a lot of. It's sort of turned into a meme. This film, sort of a joke that it's Daniel's favorite film, haha, and that's always gonna affect my opinion of it. Yes, the first episode was Hobbs and Shaw, which was just a whole mistake.
That was unfortunate.
If I could describe this film in 2 words, it would be aggressively average. It is like so average. Every aspect of it is the most average thing humanly possible. The cinematography is okay. The acting is honestly mostly below par, but pretty okay overall. The story is so average beyond belief. It's like repeating every single story in every action film ever. Not a bad story, but so mediocre overall. And that's like in this film, Jason Statham plays Jason Statham. The Rock plays The Rock. Jason Statham can't act. I don't care. He plays the same character in every single movie, and it is so repetitive. He can't do these emotional scenes. The emotional scenes are so tacked on beyond belief.
What emotional scene are you referencing there?
Like, so let's say. Okay, I'll try one. The heart to heart with the sister and whatever. What's his name? Is he Shaw, Jason Statham?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know the difference between this. So forgettable characters. You cannot convince me that they are brother and sister. They have a 30-year age gap.
That is.
It's like a dad
But
talking to his
he was like,
daughter.
she's my sister. Like, yeah, great. How are we meant to
I
know
remember
that?
when we were younger and we reminisced and we played pranks on each other. I was like, no, you didn't. You were like
Keith
this
Moon,
creepy old
you
man
You
with
stuff like
young.
that.
stinking nonce. Oh, sorry.
No.
Well,
Um,
I suppose that is a discrepancy in the film, is where they have obviously the significant age gap between the brother and sister. But ignoring that, the rest of the film is phenomenal and should be watched by everyone.
I don't. Obviously, the fact that these two hate each other initially means they have to have no chemistry. But with any buddy cop film, when the two main characters have a rivalry, there has to be an underlying chemistry there. And there is no chemistry between these two characters.
There is
at all.
lots of chemistry.
There's
none.
none.
Loads of chemistry between.
It is
the
like
two.
drawing
You have
blood
the-
from a
you
stone.
You have the American versus the British side of things. You have
I'm a British
constant.
Stop.
You have constant dick jokes going about left, right, and centre. About it might be
The
a bit loose
humour
around
in
the
this
balls
is
and
so
stuff.
broken. I laughed. I was in 30 minutes watching the film, and I looked up because I was like looking at my phone because I couldn't actually watch like half of it. Well, I know that's a joke. I did watch all of it.
So you
but-
didn't watch it then?
No, I know,
You
I
watched
did,
your
I did,
phone
I did,
and
I
you
did.
listened to it.
I did because I was going through really another boring exposition-filled dialogue scene, and it said it was an action/comedy. I had no idea this was meant to be a comedy. I laughed twice, and the first time I laughed was when he said, "My cock's small." Like that made me laugh. What is wrong with me? Yeah, seriously. I genuinely questioned my existence after laughing at that. And then like Ryan Reynolds pops up out of nowhere. I like Ryan Reynolds, but what the hell is he doing in this film? Same Kevin Hart. What the hell is Kevin? Why is Kevin Hart on a film?
You can't have a film with The Rock and not Kevin Hart. I think that's kind of.
Why is Kevin Hart on Aeroplane?
Because he's the air marshal. Why not?
Yeah. And then
he's obviously trying to be funny.
Helen Mirren is Jason Statham's mother.
Yes.
They're like the same age.
And she does a very good job at playing his mother. They
Yeah,
have chemistry
granted.
in that scene where,
But-
you know, at the beginning when he visits her in prison, they have that chemistry because it's like,
They do. I admit they do. have chemistry.
yeah, and they both have kind of that British, and they
I haven't said this is what I like about it yet though. So
well, no, but I'm just gonna say that obviously Helen Mirren and Statham worked together in Fast 7. Oh no, Fast 8, sorry, with Owen Wilson as well. No, not Owen. Oh, what's his name? Whoever plays the villain in Fast 6. But
I know him. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. A great character.
Luke something.
Luke Hobbs, maybe.
Evans?
He plays.
No,
He plays.
it's
He's
Kevin,
in. He's in
I don't know.
Hobbit. I know what you mean.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but yeah.
What, Gandalf?
So what?
Ian
what did
McKellen.
what did you like about the film?
Okay, so since this is a Fast and Furious movie, the car scenes were pretty sick. If they were pretty like the cars looked nice, I guess there was one cool shot of the car going underneath the lorry, which was played in every trailer for this stupid film. And then at the end they added like there's more cars, a little car chase sequence at the end.
They hooked
like,
all the cars onto one another and
like
they towed down a helicopter.
So
they were hanging off a cliff. How much more exciting
every
can it
car
get?
scene, while very good, feels like it's only there to prove that it's a Fast and Furious movie. It has like it would be the same with without the cars. And I feel like I haven't seen Fast and Furious movies, but I imagine the plot revolves around the cars because that's what it's in its title.
But that's what that's what this film loses. Like the previous films, I haven't watched because it's just about the cars. But these is like now heist and different characters fighting.
Can I?
I don't see the point.
I'll say about kind of the Fast franchise as a whole. So you have the Fast and the Furious, which kind of started the whole franchise. That was obviously a very it was about the cars, and that was like basically a street racing film, and then kind of carried that vein through 1, 2, 3, and 4. When he got to Fast 5, you had the new director Justin Lin, and he essentially took the franchise on an entirely kind of different level and turned it into a more action orientated film. So that's when you had 2 cars putting a safe along the road and knocking out police cars with it, and that just looks cool. And that is definitely of the 8 Fast and Furious films, excluding Hobbs and Shaw, Fast 5 is my favorite of those. And then essentially 5, 6, 7, 8 will continue in that sort of mad, just do whatever pretty much, and hopefully 9 will continue that when it comes out.
If I could carry on saying what I like about the film, I actually wrote it down, but I can't remember what I liked about it. Hold on. Oh yeah. The stunts are pretty good in this. There's some good
Yeah.
stunts. Whoop-de-doo, like in every action film.
It's some very good stunts because the director David Leitch has worked on the stunts on The Matrix and John
We
Wick
get it.
films.
You've read the Wikipedia page, Daniel.
No, I just
you can
know
calm
this
down with
stuff.
these.
I just know this stuff because I'm
Yeah,
intelligent.
I know.
Right?
Or you just literally watched the director's commentary, I think, didn't you?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was helpful though.
Idris Elba, good character. He's a good
Idris
villain.
Elba's a great actor.
He's a good actor.
He does a very good job in this.
He does good villain. Vanessa Kirby did a pretty good role.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Well, her accent is actually very different. So obviously she's British.
I am aware. Yeah.
She's British in real life, but she did more like a Cockney British accent in this. So it's actually quite interesting how she's still doing these. She can give great performances, and I know she's also done in theatre as well. But I think she's moving towards this with obviously Mission Impossible Fallout and this
one thing I do like about the film is it just doesn't give a crap about what it is. It just goes all out and being what it is and doesn't try to be this
that's what's good about the film.
Emotional roller coaster. But actually that's a lie. It just tried to be emotional, but it really just fell in that. But by adding in fun. Okay, I'll get more to say. So let's start off with I don't know where to start with what I want to say about this film. The dialogue.
Scene analysis. We can find
the dialogue is pretty bad. Crap overall. I'll give you an example. He says at the start, "Who are you?" and he says, "Bad guy," or whatever the hell that was. That was just one of the most.
He beats them all up and shoots them in the head and stuff, and that was sick. Also, I'm Black Superman, which was actually an improvised line from Idris Elba.
I actually realized that was in the film until you put it on there. I was not listening to that scene.
Well, that's probably the most iconic quote from the film. You also have, I suppose, genocide, schmenocide, which obviously
that's good. That's
from
good.
Idris Elba. That was a great line.
So exposition. This film has truckloads of lazy exposition. I'll give you an example at the very opening sequence when. I agree, it's quite necessary. Vanessa Kirby's on her way to do this thing with the virus they're talking about, the freeze virus, what the hell it's called.
Give me the virus.
Snowflake.
Snowflake virus. Okay, there we go.
Which I mean is pretty apt in today's environment.
yeah.
It's wiping people's minds.
And it's just the latest way of you have the captain saying, right, so we're coming here today for a mission, and the mission we're doing is we're gonna reclaim this virus so before this guy gets it, whatever the hell he says.
Electric rounds only.
Exactly. It's just please try a bit harder.
I don't think he does do that in a helicopter. He just goes. There's some.
No. This at the very, very start with the. Yeah, he does because I rewatched the opening sequence for this.
Yeah, because it was so good.
No, because I had to remind myself what this film was, so I actually forgot about it the night.
I suppose about the opening sequence, they have that. You must have where they split it down the middle and they have the parallels between their.
I did.
Lives.
Okay, I did like that sequence. I also liked.
Choice.
I liked the structure of it. So it started off in the digital age with Jason Statham's character, and then it went to with the Rock's what was his name? Luke's sort of background and his traditional way of
Hobbs and Samoa and his family.
Yes. So
that's the whole.
I like the parallels there. I think that was very well done. Although I will say, in the final battle with his whole, Rock coming out shirtless and with a tribe or whatever, I felt like while that was quite cool, I felt it was really forgotten once he put on the shirt and like 2 minutes afterwards, and then the car things happen again.
That's still the link of family because they have the brotherhood.
And okay, this whole family thing. I have not seen the Fast and Furious, so I don't really get it. But you could.
No. That's my family. Don't mess with them.
Why you? The idea of having family and our friendship will prevail over anything. It's just please.
That's
family.
Just
you can just. I guess I don't really connect to this much because I haven't seen the Fast and Furious, so I don't get it. But I've seen this trope in every Disney film, every Pixar film, every children's film. It's just another thing, and it's also very predictable. The plot, they hate each other. Well, I bet they're gonna like each other by the end of the movie.
Did you predict that they'd go to Samoa? Have you seen the previous trailers?
No. Well, I saw all the trailers, and the best part of the film, in my opinion, was ruined by the trailer, which was the elevator scene, which was pretty funny and pretty good.
So why did you watch the trailer then?
Because I
So
watched
the-
it. I watched it 2 years ago with no interest of ever watching the film.
Ah,
I just used to watch trailers. That's what you do.
Because I suppose one of the trailers actually spoils the whole Simone thing, and I didn't like
Oh, does
when I
it?
went to see it in the cinema. I hadn't seen that trailer, so that was
Oh,
quite
that's
lucky
good. That's
because
good.
that was a
You never see the
that was a
trailer. It's
surprise for
never
me.
good to see the trailer because sometimes it just
As a
spoils
general
the film.
rule, you probably should.
I have always started now to try and go into films without knowing anything about them. I think that's the best way you can watch a film.
So-
I think
I mean,
especially for comedies, because then
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you kind of get all the funny jokes in the trailer, and then it's when you go to
I
watch it, you
mean,
don't.
obviously there are some exceptions. Like I can't miss any trailers for Last Night in Soho or the Batman coming up because it's just
Yeah,
it's
of
pretty
course.
insane how much
Yeah.
how about half of that. I want to quickly talk about the ending of the film. It's the final battle is good. The final battle is mediocre.
Well, you mean when they're in the rain and they're
Yeah,
fighting
yeah.
two at a time?
The way they wrap things up is one of the, again, I'm going to use this word again, laziest things I think I've ever watched. They do it in the credits by saying, "Oh look, now he's back with his daughter. Oh, the daughter's seen his family again. Oh look, Jason Statham's back with his sister with his mum. Isn't that amazing?" End of movie.
Wait,
And-
did you see the post credit scenes?
We're with Ryan Reynolds.
There was one with Ryan Reynolds. There was
No,
another one with Jason Statham.
Oh, tell me more, please.
Well, seeing as you laughed at the Mike Oxmall joke, you'll probably like this one.
Mhm.
It's essentially Jason Statham drinking on his own in the pub, and then he gets a phone call from Hobbs, and it's like, well, surprise, surprise, or whatever. Then like loads of police cars come around the pub, and they're like, "You're under arrest, Hugh Janus," and then haha. Funny because that's Hugh Janus and that's his name. And he calls Shaw Hugh Janus, and that's one of the final scenes. So that was obviously more comedic gold added on from after you see the film. So yeah,
I'm gonna act like I never heard that. If we go back to okay.
it's better if you watch it, obviously. But,
Also, the idea of this is going to be like, this is obviously a franchise film, and you're like, it's just like they so obviously set up for the next film, like beyond belief. It's just
there
like
is going to be a Hobbs and Shaw too.
it seems half of it seems so corporate made more than auteur or personal made. It seems so.
It is
money. This entire film.
It's made by Universal. It's made in the Fast and Furious franchise.
I know, but that's why I'm
made
not.
as an independent film.
But you can do other things with that so easily. Like for example, one of my favorite action films was John Wick. That feels like a personal film more than a studio film that is distributed by a huge studio.
What, including 2 and 3?
Yes,
they now made it into
100%, 100%. Because each one is unique in its own right, and it brings a whole new thing to a whole new idea to each installment. From what I've seen of Fast and Furious, it's the same thing. And that's just watching the trailers.
Okay.
I do think the main reason I don't like it that much is because I just haven't. Again, I haven't seen the original thing, so I can't.
You won't have the context, because even the context of Hobbs and Shaw's relationship, you'd need to see 7 and 8 to kind of understand.
Well, I mean, I had your explanation before it, but that's what it really had.
It's not worth that much, to be honest. So,
but I will admit it does have its qualities. It does have some good qualities. Like I said, the villain, the cinematography is again average, but it's like that's the thing about the film. Everything is average. There's nothing like too bad or too good about it. It's just all average, and that's like the only way. Like,
I mean, I'm gonna go back to a point you made about kind of the final. So obviously in the rain, that was all. I think what's quite impressive about this film is the technology they used to make it. Because so as far as I'm aware, this film was shot digitally. So that's obviously. I mean, I suppose because it's a franchise, they don't need to have this like film and this expense. I guess. And then at the end, during the rain, rain sequence, they actually used, or David Leitch used this kind of. It was like a super slow-mo sort of. So when they have the punches colliding with Idris Elba, they have that super slow-mo effect. What they essentially had to do, which Jason Statham didn't actually like when they shot it, is like. Statham and The Rock had to act in slow motion, then that footage was then slowed down as well. So they were like genuinely like punching in slow motion towards Idris Elba. And obviously, all the rain scenes were indoors, and that was quite impressive. There was obviously quite a lot of visual effects used for this.
On a technical level, it's quite pretty impressive on a technical level. But then again, I could say that about most other action films as well.
But like there was no sort of thing that stood out to you as bad in terms of like CG or whatever. It all looked. I mean,
actually, okay, no, I'm sorry. There was some CGI hiccups in this. Was really noticeable.
The
elevator scene. That is The Rock falling behind a green screen.
What
Obviously,
do you mean?
I
The
could tell
Rock
from a mile off.
The Rock genuinely slipped down that rope.
Oh,
took
did
out
he?
the soldier.
Whoa,
Well,
that's so cool.
I mean, Tom Cruise did climb on the actual Burj Khalifa, so I suppose he can't. Thing is, you can't really beat a Tom Cruise because he will do anything.
He does it
or
himself.
Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
I think another thing. I talked about it earlier, but Jason Statham. I just can't take that man seriously.
No, you can't. It's the same for
you have
like
a dislike to it, though.
Charlie something. What's that other British? Charlie.
He talks
Charlie
his British
Hunnam.
accent with a really low growl voice, and he's tough, but he has a sensitive side all the time. In this case, it's his mother. Like, congratulations. I don't know. Like,
congratulations,
congratulations, you have a mother. Like, great. Yeah,
I'd agree. It's The Rock and Nathan Statham. Is it Nathan Statham?
Nathan Statham.
Jason Statham.
They all just play the same bloody characters every single film they make.
I haven't seen the second
like an
Jumanji.
action guy.
I haven't seen the second Jumanji.
Jumanji is like, it's a bit different to what he normally plays, but he's still like the big guy who saves the day with the muscles.
He can't do much about being a big guy.
Yeah, he can't play it. He can't play a Kevin Hart character. It's like two extremes, pretty much.
Yeah, I know, but like
the big bulky guy.
I don't know. It's like, what's it called? Kevin Hart is coming out with a film about adulthood and having a baby as a single dad, and I think that's his first ever like film that's not where he's joking or you know.
I think
he obviously jokes in it.
He did a
The Rock just doesn't have that.
He did a redo of The Untouchables with Bryan Cranston, but called the Upside, I think. But
yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
That would still have comedy in though.
When Kevin Hart showed up in this film, I almost turned it off because I was just like, why is this man here? I have nothing against Kevin Hart, but like, why is he there? Like,
in the airplane, just randomly.
He's appeared in a front seat in front of Dwayne the Rock Johnson and turned around overhearing their conversation.
I'll see. That's what.
So Daniel, tell me. So you obviously have a clear love for this film, which is fine. We will have opinions. So what sets us apart from other Fast and Furious films to you?
For me,
yeah.
I think I'll say this here. I think the cinema experience definitely kind of levitated this in the rankings of the film, because you've obviously got that the big screen and the sound and whatever. But I think at the point I was watching in a cinema, it was definitely I think like the chase in London. I just thought was like, because it wasn't actually filmed in London or some of the scenes were because they couldn't obviously shut down the roads. But I don't know. I just felt it was just very stylistic. It was the sort of, if I like dreamt of an action film that I wanted to see, it would be something like Hobbs and Shaw, like that. I suppose for me, it's kind of the film that I want to make in the future, because you obviously I don't know. You
want to make Hobbs and Shaw in the future? I
would love to make a Hobbs and Shaw film in the future. I don't care if you hate it. It'll be so fun to make.
I don't hate the film. Like, surprisingly enough, I really don't hate it. But
I know, but obviously you seem to prefer smaller films such as like Men in
I actually don't. I'll be honest with you. I do have a soft spot for action films a little bit, quite a small one, but I do. Is
your favorite John Wick then? Is that the
John Wick is one of my favorites. Mad Max Fury Road is another one of my favorites. But like, I've got you. I'll let Finish speak for a second. But so smaller films, I think, can either be really great or really, really bad. So luckily, the smaller films I've seen are pretty good, but some of the other ones I've seen are quite awful. So I wouldn't say this films I want to make in the future at all. I want to make like bigger, higher concept films, but that are a bit more intelligent than Hobbs and Shaw. So like
Nolan style, I guess.
So close to that, but in my own style, obviously, because I don't want to be like a Nolan copycat.
Yeah. Okay. But, and what about you, Finlay?
I quite like comfort films, so a film that you can go watch when
Horton Hears a Who.
Yes, Horton's Hears a Who.
Little Miss Sunshine, I guess.
Little Miss Sunshine. I don't know. If I can make a film that I can just watch Yeah, Trolls. If I could watch a film that I could just watch just over and over, like I know this is a film that you could watch over and over, Dan,
Yeah.
but like if I was to make a film, I'd make a film sort of like that. Not one is like a one-time watch. So I don't know.
I think we'd all make films that we'd like to see over and over. Like I could watch Birdman over and over again. That's a film I'd like to make. Like
Yeah.
with Daniel, he would watch Hobbs Shaw over, and you would watch Trolls over and over. Like it's just it's so like it's sort of how it works. But
There are a lot of films like that, I suppose. Though. I mean, like
What
for
are films?
me-
What are some films that you can only watch once then?
it depends on the subject matter.
Oh, it's got to be. I think stuff like
Downside.
like Saving Private Ryan maybe.
Oh
'cause
yeah,
that's-
yeah, yeah.
Oh
Although-
yeah.
although
war
it's
films.
It's a very good film. It's just heavy. It's too much, and it's
Or like what
3
about
hours
like
long as well.
Castaway
Castaway, no. Castaway is quite rewatchable.
or
I'd say.
Forrest Gump?
Forrest Gump, no. I'm not watching that again because I find
I'd
it
say,
like.
I'd say I know Owen, you agree on this, but a very rewatchable film is In Bruges, just because.
Oh
that,
yes, yes.
definitely the length and obviously just.
And can I point out another sort of buddy cop film where the two characters don't get along? Surprise, surprise. Carry on, Daniel.
But you enjoyed that, so. I don't
Yes,
know
because it was clever. It was original.
it was substance over style. Let's put it that way.
So are you insinuating that Hobbs and Shaw is style over substance? Oh wait, no. Are you actually no? Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yes, it's
Yeah,
also
but
style.
I would also say that Baby Driver is style over substance.
I wouldn't
you
watch
agree
a film
that's
like High Life by Claire Denis again. I can only describe it as like it's not hard to watch. It's just quite uncomfortable, that entire film. I do recommend it though.
Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah.
That's
a film
I could only
I
watch
would never
once.
watch that again, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I know you wouldn't, Danny. You've made that very clear.
I disliked it.
I wouldn't see Fruitvale Station again. I don't think that's
Mm.
really hard to watch. The final scene is. I do recommend it though. It's by the same director as Black Panther, but it is really like hard to get through. Well,
Most Marvel films, to be honest. Joking.
Really? No. Okay, good.
No, I think Monsters are very
okay.
rewatchable.
Yeah, Climax by Gaspar Noé. Like I can only describe that film as like grueling. It's really hard to watch. It's like disturbing. It's messed up. It's by a French director called Gaspar Noé, and there's like loads of like self-harm. It's about these dancers in like who are rehearsing in this warehouse in the middle of nowhere in like in the Antarctic, and they're like a party like rehearsing, and their sangria gets spiked. And it's like just a really disordered, like the camera's like on the walls, upside down, where there's people self-harming and like dead children. It's just, oh my God, it's so hard.
Why are you watching that?
Because I wanted to watch it. It's meant to be pretty good. And it wasn't bad for this, yeah.
I suppose I'd definitely say that Hobbs and Shaw is my comfort film, and that's just something that
that's fair enough.
Watch over and over again.
Also, Vanessa Kirby does not react how I thought you would react if you were told you have 72 hours left to live. Her insides are about to melt. She says, "Shall we get a drink then?" Oh, funny moment. Like
that was the worst delivered line in the film.
If I was her, I'd be racing over to the laboratory.
Literally, just before Brixton and the other soldiers blast through that window in the. Whether it's the office or whatever, just she goes to the camera. She's like, "I am the virus." It's just I hate it. It just sounds.
I forgot about that.
Sounds so scripted.
I am the virus. Well, of course, every line sounds scripted in this film. Much.
But I think I enjoy the film despite how bad it is. It's just something that I
honestly
thoroughly enjoy watching.
Would you say it's one of those films where it's so bad it's good?
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't because I'd say it's a good film.
I would say that about the film.
I'd say
after we collided.
There's definitely some criticisms I have about it that I can just gloss over because the rest of it is just so enjoyable. That's what I say about it.
I mean, if I like shut my brain off and just watch this as like a passive viewer, I would probably like it a lot. But exactly. I have to be critical about it for the sake of this podcast. So I noticed a lot of bad things about it. So
yeah.
And also the fact
if I was watching it, if I was never into film, if If I was
Sorry?
watching it, if I was ever like, because I'm into film, I watch films a little bit different now. Like you say, more critique.
Hmm.
You're looking at different elements. Yeah, as you said, if I was just watching it as a normal person, like who doesn't critique films like we do, I think I would actually quite enjoy it. I don't know, it's different.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's it's one of the films, like, of course it has flaws, and the flaws are so beyond, in my case, really, really noticeable and like get in the way of that film. But if you were just to, like, if you don't care about like stereotypical tropes, overplayed cliches, returning motifs that are old and whatever, it's like, then you'll probably enjoy it. But yeah.
So Dan.
So that about does it for the ThreeCameramen episode for this week. We hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously, please let us know any suggestions you have.
If you're
Let us know any
listening.
suggestions you have for next week if you're still listening to this point. No one commented watermelon on the last video, so I'm pretty disappointed, guys.
Ratings.
So
Ratings.
ratings. Sorry. We'll just do quick fire. Go to Owen first.
I think it's a very aggressively average film. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. A 5 out of, oh no, a 5 out of 10.
There you go.
A 5 out of 10. 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 5 out
Anthony?
of 10. My lowest score.
Yeah, I'll go with the same as Owen, 5 out of 10.
Well, you lot are tripping. Honestly, it's a 10 out of 10 film. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Finley, you rate a summary video 5 out of 5. 5 out of 10, sorry.
Oh,
Really? What are you on about?
Anyway, thank you for watching this week, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.